Come on up. We'll wait a few minutes. We'll get started.
Check one, two.
We'll start in about 3 minutes. Just a reminder, no flash photography, no videos in the press conference area. Transcripts will be available. When we get to the questions, please state your name and affiliation and wait for the microphone. Joining us from Oklahoma State, student athletes Anna Gradasi, Staley Hurd, and Micah Gray. We'll begin with questions. Somebody has to have a question. We'll go back right.
Casey Kendrick, TV 31, Stillwater. So you guys have talked. I'd like to get all three of your perspectives. All three of you are. You guys have talked all season long about the sisterhood and extending this season and playing together for as long as you can. How much of that is going to be on your mind and drive you guys this weekend?
I'll be first. I think obviously at the moment that we're playing, that's not the first thing on our mind. The first thing is to win the next. Win the game that we're playing. But in general, just being a part of this team is something that we all appreciate a lot and we're grateful for. So I think it just drives us to focus more on what we need to do to stay playing as long as we can.
Just more of what she said. I think it's just fuels our motivation for just to keep playing as long as possible, to keep winning, fight for each other. And when we get tired, that's another thing to think about, and just keep fighting for.
Yeah, they said it best. I think we just enjoy being around each other, and I don't think we take any of this for granted. So I think just being around each other and playing for each other is what we talk about most, and our sisterhood is what it's been all season. I mean, we fought for each other. We've won some big games, but I think this is a new season, and we just got to take it one game at a time.
Questions? Right here in the middle.
Andrew Holden, Bergens Register. Staley, new opponent this week. Just what have you seen from South Dakota State, and what do you think they do well and could maybe give you guys some problems?
Honestly, they're a really good team. They're well coached. They play together really well. But I think if we show up and just play our best basketball, we'll win the game. I think, we're coming in here underrated, and I think that's been our motive all season long. But I don't think we take that lightly. I think that fuels us and makes us better. So I don't think. If we just play like us, I don't think they'll give us problems.
Questions? Go ahead.
So, getting ready for this one, obviously against South Dakota State. Talk about just where you got seated. Is that played any factor in the preparation for this one? And just coming to a place where basketball has meant so much and they've had so much success. How cool is it to get a chance to be in the NCAA tournament and have an opportunity at UConn?
I think it's pretty amazing what we have done. The whole goal for our whole team, honestly, was to get to March Madness, and we did it. So I think we're just very grateful for the opportunity. The seedings, it's okay, but we still got into March Madness. I think that's the big goal right there. So who we play and stuff like that, it really doesn't matter. We're still here. We still have a chance to win, and yeah.
Yeah, what she said, kind of just piggybacking off of that, we just want to play. We don't look too far ahead, and we're just kind of focused on the moment. And yeah.
I think UConn has so much history, basketball history, that, I mean, it's an amazing environment to play in and a great place to be. Of course, making it to the tournament was our ultimate goal, and here we are. So I feel like we just have to, I mean, we did all the work up to now, and I feel like we just have to relax and go play and be ourselves and have fun.
Questions?
Your coach has coached against South Dakota State in the same conference before coming to Oklahoma State. Has she talked about that at all as you guys have been preparing for the Jackrabbits?
No, not really. She hasn't said much about it, but I feel like she knows enough. Of course, she coached against them. But I think she knows enough, and they prepared a really good scout for us. So it'll be a good game.
We'll go back right.
All right, last one for me. NCAA tournament experience, not a lot necessarily the team. Autograph for you, and then for you guys, if you would respond. How much do you feel like you have to lead by example to share what this, to have to come to a press conference like this, to what this is all about, what it takes to win in the NCAA tournament? How much of that does this team kind of lean on you as a leader? I'm just curious what you guys have kind of learned from Montegret in that process.
I don't know. We haven't really like talked too much about like of our team like not having that experience too much. Like this is kind of a newer type of experience for me as well. Because the last time I went, that was like not like I was a sophomore. Like I wasn't really like the leader of the team or anything like that. So I feel like for everybody, this is kind of new. Yeah, I might have a little bit more experience, like just being here, but like just in general, I feel like everybody's kind of just excited and yeah, like enjoying the experience now. Yeah.
I think honestly, we're all just taking it like one game at a time. Like, of course, the lights are brighter. Everything is much more, illuminated. But it's still like the game of basketball. Like we grew up playing this game since we were younger. So I think we're just taking it one game at a time and just being present in the moment.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all three of us have dreamed about playing in the March Madness as little girls, and to be here is actually really cool and real special. So honestly, just enjoying it like they said, and having fun with each other, enjoying each other and enjoying our coaches, and, just being grateful for what we get to do and why we do it. So.
Any other questions? Ladies, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Oklahoma State locker room is open until 12:55. Coach will be here at 12:45. doing?
Good, how are you?
All right. Joining us from Oklahoma State, head coach J.C. Hoyt. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll go to questions.
We are certainly excited to be here and to get to play in this tournament, and March Madness is just such a blessing, something that everyone wants to be a part of, but not everyone gets to do. So we're certainly excited to be here and just soaking up everything great that comes with being a part of this. And we've got a really motivated group right now. I think I'm feeling very fortunate because I think a lot of times this time of the year you see some players who can maybe kind of check out or start to get a little fatigued with the lengthiness of the season, but that is not this crew at all. They're very just excited and motivated and want to play as long as possible. So that's the goal while we're here.
We'll move to questions. Please wait for the microphone and state your name and affiliation. Thank you.
Eden Lassie, Hoops HQ. You guys have had such a great run, especially kind of, improving from last season to this season. At what point in this season did you feel like you guys started to really play your best basketball?
I think that it's been something that really kind of started to click for us as early as our non-conference. We had a lot of new players that joined up with some of our previous players, and you never really know, until you play some higher level competition, kind of where you stand. But I think that even before that, in the non-con, just with the way we were able to score, breaking records, seeing the chemistry that this group had together, that's when we started feeling like, we've got something special here. But then right at the beginning of Big 12, I think is when I would say I felt like, okay, we really are as legit as I thought we were. And it's been fun to just see them get better and better every game. I think we're playing our best basketball right now. To answer your question specifically, but I would say the beginning of Big 12 is when I think that I, along with everyone else, kind of really felt like, okay, this team is for real.
Questions? On the left here.
Matt Zimmer, Sioux Falls Live. Coach, I know you have some familiarity with South Dakota State. With that being the case, did you feel like this was kind of a tough draw for your team, that SDSU is probably better than most 10 seeds you'll see in this tournament?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. I think that it's about the toughest draw we could have got for the 10 seed. I have just so much respect for the program. They know how to win. They are very well coached. They're incredibly fundamentally sound. I think, it's probably safe to say about every kid on the team grew up watching the previous teams, probably went to camps. They're like a bunch of well-trained robots out there. So they know how to play the game, and they know how to win. They've been to the tournament the last 4 out of 5 years, I believe. Wasn't that long ago they were in a Sweet 16. So this is a team that we certainly are not overlooking by any means. I've got so much respect for them and for their coach. So certainly we felt like this was a very, very tough draw for the first round.
Andrew Holden, Briggens Register. Going off of that, is this team similar to the teams that you faced when you were at Kansas City, or just what do you see from this specific South Dakota State team?
Yeah, again, I think that about every team that goes through there is the same. They run the same stuff. They just have a great system. And as far as similarities, several of those players that we played against when I was in Kansas City are still on the team. They were freshmen and sophomores at that point in time. But same players, same system. They just continue to find ways to make it work and get better and better at it. So, for example, I think Paige Meyer she was a freshman when I was in Kansas City. I knew she was going to be special back then. And it's just so impressive, the way that they keep those kids there, the way that they all seem to just be bought into South Dakota State women's basketball. So there's a lot of familiarity.
Question back right.
Coach, obviously you've talked about the sisterhood and how this team wants to continue to play for one another. There's a lot of reasons why this team has been able to have the success, but one little-known secret may be what you've called the Juice Boys. What and who are the Juice Boys?
Yeah. To be honest, I would say the Juice Boys are kind of our secret sauce. They've been a little weapon that we've had that probably should be talked about a little more. But the Juice Boys are our managers, and we call them the Juice Boys because they bring the juice. We actually got shirts made for them, but it's their job just to bring the juice every day in practice to give us a great look at the scout and what our opponent is going to be like. They bring the pregame hype for us before our games in the locker room, which I think everyone has come to really look forward to because it's gotten to be a pretty big deal. It's a pretty theatrical skit that they do, and it gets everyone excited. It keeps everyone loose. We're all about joy in our program, and they certainly are a huge part of that. So I really don't think that we have this season that we're having without them, to be honest. They're a huge part of what we do and how we do it, and I think that's really a testament to just our culture from top to bottom. Everyone is bought in. I've never had a group of managers that are as bought in as the Juice Boys. So yeah, we're really grateful for them.
Right in front here on the right.
You mentioned South Dakota State being like, having girls that have watched the program forever, and they've been to so many NCAA tournaments. Their coach has been there forever. Like, for you, obviously, it's your third year. As you continue to build your culture and your program, like, what can you take away from programs like that have built that foundation?
I think they're really great at just knowing what works for them and sticking to that. And that's something that I am learning, from last year to this year. We've grown so much as a staff at just understanding what works, not just for us as a staff, but what fits at Oklahoma State. We're not for everyone, and we're okay with that. Everyone is not for us. And so I think that they just do a really good job of that. They get the right type of kids that fit for them, and they do a good job of keeping them there. So I would say that's definitely a program that I look up to in terms of that and want to model myself. And I think that we're on a really amazing path to do that right now.
Back right.
Coach, on that topic and culture, obviously this week and this tournament is about this team, about these amazing young ladies that have come together and played such an incredible season. But when you talk about culture and moving forward, Lena Girardi has already been signed. Obviously, that's a huge signing for you guys. You just got Amari Whiting, and she is the kid of another coach. And I don't know that there could be a better compliment than a coach signing off on letting her kid go play for another coach. I think that speaks to the culture as well. Kind of talk about, again, I know this weekend's about this weekend, but just the future of that and what that says about your program and your culture.
Well, I just talked about, finding the right kids for us, the kids that make sense for us. And the two players that you just mentioned, they fit like a glove. They are cowgirls through and through, whether that is their character. I think a lot of that has to do with their upbringing. Amari, a coach's kid, she's tough, she's smart, she's gritty. Lena is a coach's kid, just of a baseball coach, right? But they both just have a really deep understanding of hard work ethic, what it means to be a great teammate, doing whatever it takes to help your team win. They're two incredibly competitive kids. So, to follow up on what I was just saying about finding the right kids, getting the right kids to stay, yes, this week is certainly about this team that we've had this season. But I couldn't be more excited about our future. I mean, we've got several kids that we fully intend on being here that are playing tomorrow that will, be playing in the upcoming seasons for us. And then you add on two kids like that. Man, our future is bright. And I couldn't be more excited to add those two players and just continue to keep trending in an upward direction.
Question in the middle.
Not only do you get to play in the NCAA tournament, but you get to come here to UConn and play in a building that so many great players have played in, and the culture of UConn. Just how excited are you and your team to have that opportunity?
Well, you know, for me, I mean, I grew up on UConn, right? I think we're in the mecca of college women's basketball here. So this is the type of place that dreams are made of, you know, to get to be playing here in March. Something we're really excited about. In no way, shape, or form are we thinking about UConn, to be honest. I think, you know, obviously it's going to be in the back of your mind, but we've got such a tough first round game against South Dakota State. I know I'm not looking past them, and our kids aren't either, but to get to, you know, just be here and get to play on that floor where some of the greatest to ever play the game have played, it's really special, and we're going to soak it up and just enjoy, you know, such a unique experience.
Any other questions for Coach? Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.